Today we're going to be discussing some health topics, and we're going to be discussing the food groups and what should make up your plate and healthy eating. So, who can tell me how many food groups we have? Otis.
5.
5? Good answer. Can you tell me what one of those are?
Okay.
Grains. Good job. Okay, so to start with grains, grains include our breads and our cereals, and they provide something called B vitamins. And B vitamins help turn the foods that we eat into energy. So have you ever heard of something called carbohydrates?
Yes.
Carbohydrates are a really important food source that are found in things like grains. Whole grains is what we really want to make. Most of our grains, we want to make at least half of our grains whole grains. But they give us the energy that we need to play, run, and to work. Another food group that we have is the meat category. But the meats do not just include meats. It also includes nuts and beans. Who knows what is in the meat, nut, and bean category? Otis?
Protein.
Protein. Do you know what protein does for our bodies?
Build muscle.
It builds muscle, so it helps us grow stronger, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so meats are a really important food category. They help build strong muscles, and you can get it from things besides meat, like nuts and beans. So like vegetarians, they still can build protein and muscle by eating things like beans and nuts. Okay? The next food group is vegetables. Vegetables provide a certain vitamin called vitamin A. Do you know what vitamin A does for our bodies? Does anybody know? Otis.
It helps you focus.
It helps you focus. They help us have healthy skin. Vegetables are really good for our skin, and they actually can also help our eyesight. That's why things like carrots are really important to eat, because they help you have good eyesight. And then our next food category is fruit, which is my personal favorite. I really like fruit. Fruits provide something called vitamin C in a lot of our fruits, and vitamin C is really important because it helps our bodies heal. So has your mom ever told you when you've been sick to have a glass of orange juice? That's because orange juice has vitamin C. And vitamin C helps our bodies heal and create new cells, so it can help fight off things like infections. So it's really, really good to eat your fruits and get all the vitamin C in you can, because it'll help your body stay healthy and be immune to things like flu and stuff when that's going around, and germs. So we have one more. Do you know what that is? Dairy, the milk and milk products. So milk products can include things like yogurt and cheese. So a lot of people, well, I shouldn't say a lot of people, but there are certain people that don't like to drink milk, but they can still get the calcium they need from things like yogurt and cheese. Calcium is really important because it helps build something strong also. Do you know what that is?
Bones.
Strong bones. It's really important to get calcium. Strong bones means it's easier to build strong muscle. So when you're super young, when babies first turn 1, 2, it's really important to drink whole milk. But the older you get, you want to incorporate things like non-fat milk and lower fat, or at least lower fat milk into your diets. So we have another food group that we didn't discuss, and it's not actually on the My Plate, but it is on the actual food pyramid. And it's a really, really small category, and it's called fats and sugars. Why do you think that category is so small, Otis?
Because sugar is bad for you.
Sugar is not that great for you. It's not. And while our body does need fats, we want to avoid things like, or eat them minimally. We want to eat things minimally like potato chips and cookies and, oils, things like that. Things that don't provide a lot of nutrients for our body. They're more just empty calories and fat calories. So we want to eat those very minimally. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is physical activity. Because while it's really, really important to eat healthy as children and adults too, but especially as children, it's important that we are physically active. So tell me something, Otis, that you do that makes you physically active.
I play on the playground.
You play in the playground, so things like running, swinging, skipping, skating. Do you like to ride your bike?
Yeah.
That's a really good way to be physically active. Another thing is also playing sports. Do you play any sports, Otis?
Yeah.
What do you play?
I play soccer.
Soccer. That's a really good way to be physically active also. Those are moderate, all the things we just talked about are moderate to vigorous activities. You actually should get, as you're in 4th grade, 60 minutes to moderate to vigorous activity per day. So we want to play outside versus staying on our Kindles or our Xboxes all day. We want to get outside or run around or play sport, stay physically active. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to play a game. It's called the My Plate Match Game. So we're going to kind of test what we just learned and see where we're at here. Okay? Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. All right, come over here, or come a little closer so you can see. Okay, can you see that? Woo. Okay, well, turn off. Okay, this is the My Plate Match Game. We're going to start the game. There we go. Okay. Learning to eat healthy begins with knowing how to eat from all 5 food groups. So the My Plate is built around the 5 food groups that we just discussed. Right here we're going to choose from the foods of all the food groups to make sure you get all the nutrients your body needs to grow strong and healthy. Okay, so right here, grains. Where do you think grains goes, Otis?
Right there.
Good job. And where do you think vegetables goes? Vegetables a big one. Good job.
Right there.
So as you can see here, we need the most servings of vegetables. What about fruits? Good job. What about meat? Good job. And what about milk? Good job. So we did that correctly. Okay, so now we're going to talk about, so right here it talks about the fats and sugars, and those are actually considered in the extra category. So they wouldn't be on our My Plate. So now we're going to talk about some nutrients and how many servings we need of things per day. So right here it has the foods on the side, and we're going to drag them to the proper categories. So peanut butter, that'd be a protein, right?
Yeah.
What about tortilla?
Grain.
Good job. What about cereal?
Grain.
Good job. Bagel?
Grain.
Good job. Banana?
Fruit.
Tomato?
Vegetables.
Spaghetti?
Grain.
Rice?
Grain.
Milk?
Milk.
Bread?
Grain.
And so our greens are complete. Broccoli?
Vegetable.
Good job. Cheese?
Dairy.
So that'd be in our milk category, right?
Yes.
Yogurt?
Milk.
So our milk group is complete. So if you're 9 or older, you actually need 3 servings of milk per day. So Otis, you would need 3 servings of milk products per day. Carrots?
Vegetables.
Orange juice?
Fruits.
Good job. And chicken.
Meat.
Good job. So now we're going to go on to some things about physical activity. Okay, so right here it just has a clock and it has a list of things surrounding it that would be considered physical activity. So what about the computer? Would that be a physical activity?
No.
Right. What about skating?
Yes.
What about biking?
Yes.
What about basketball?
Yes.
Soccer?
Yes.
So that would have allotted our 60 minutes of exercise. So that concludes our game. You can go back to your seat, Otis. So it seems like you learned from our discussion what food groups go in the proper slots on our plates and the portion sizes that we needed, okay? So now that we've discussed that and we played our game and assessed our knowledge, I'm going to give you a homework assignment. So this right here is a food chart, okay? And what I want you to do is I want you to go home tonight and I want you to chart the food that you eat for dinner and for breakfast and for lunch. And then when we meet tomorrow, we're going to discuss our food choices that we made and how they compare to the My Plate and the food pyramids and the suggestions of the amounts and portions of food that we're supposed to have. So just to give you a little example and just so you understand, so just give me, just let me know what you ate for breakfast this morning. Because you can go ahead and chart what you ate today too.
Cocoa Puff.
You ate Cocoa Puffs, so that would be a cereal, right? So that would be a grain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so did you have milk in your cereal? Okay, so that's two separate things that you would eat. So you would write down cereal and milk, and then you would put the food category next to each. Okay, so you have cereal, and that would be a grain, and then you would have milk, which is in the milk category. Okay, and that's how I want you to eat your categories. So if you have spaghetti for dinner, you would have spaghetti noodles, and then you would have the tomato sauce. So those are two separate things that you would chart. Okay? So I want you to chart anything you eat between now and when we meet tomorrow, okay? And then we're going to discuss it with the rest of the class and compare with other students and see how we're doing on our eating and if we're eating a balanced diet, okay? Okay, so do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, just remember that choosing the healthy foods from all the food groups, all 5 of them, and physical activity each day are important healthy habits for everyone. We want to make sure we're eating a balanced diet, and balanced really just means that we're eating from all the different food groups through the day. Okay? All right, have a great day, class. Bye.